Hello everyone, this is Chris Anson, and in this video I'm going to show you the basics of setting up the Go 4 app for most drones. While I'll be using my Inspire 2 drone, which will have some options that you don't have, if you have a Mavic or a Mavic 2 Pro, you will probably have options that I don't have. Because of that, I'm going to stick with just the basics so that we can get you up in the air as quickly as possible. So the first thing to do is to tap on the three dots in the upper right corner. And that's going to bring us to this screen. In this screen, we're going to take a look at first measurement unit. And if you go over and touch on where it says imperial, you'll see that you can change that to do two different types of metric measurements or imperial. I keep mine on imperial. We're going to then move down to when there's what's going on there is that in map view, when I have that turned on, when I fly a route, it'll show up on the map. It'll show me the flight route. And I often find that helpful in determining the direction of the drone. That can definitely be helpful when the drone gets further away from me, just to make sure that I know that it's going away from me or coming towards me. So we're going to go back into this general settings area, and you'll notice that I keep that turned on. We're going to then come down to video cache. So I have it cached during video shooting by turning this on. And what that does is that records inside of the app. Actually, let's go take a quick peek. If I come back to the main screen and I click on DJI, that'll take me back to here. And then if I go to editor and click on that, those recordings will show up here. Now they're a reduced resolution 720p recording, so they're not going to be as good as what you're recording onto your SD card that's in the drone, but you might want to use these for other purposes. Anyway, let's go back to equipment and go back into Go Fly and go back here. So then coming back down again. Now I don't record audio when I cache the video. Now maximum video cache capacity, I've got a lot of extra room on this iPad, so I leave it at 16. If you don't have a lot of room, set it lower or set it to auto. And then the next one is clear cache automatically. I have it automatically throw away the old cache when this cache fills up by turning that on. The next area is warnings. So when you fly your drone, you'll often get warnings from the drone or from the remote controller about some aspect, and those all show up here. Now you'll notice mine's empty because I've cleared it. If you want to clear your warnings, you can click here on clear all warnings, click clear, and that'll do that. The next thing to note is the device name. If I tap on that and I come in here and I tap inside of where mine has been renamed that says Anson Inspire 2, and I have a keyboard attached to this iPad. So if I backspace, I can change that name, Anson Inspire 2, and press save, and now that's saved that. So now let's go ahead and go back out. Now the next thing I want you to notice is that full screen. And the default is single finger, and I'll show you what it does. We'll come back out here, and to close this quickly, I'll just tap out in the screen area here. And if I take my finger and drag it down the screen, it will clear all of the detail information out. It leaves the histogram and some other stuff, and it moves the other information to the edges. Notice I'm my ISO, shutter speed, that sort of thing. Now, if I take my finger and drag it down the screen again, it'll come back. I find that there's times when I want to put my finger on here to move the gimbal around, and you can do that, but if you've got the screen clear set to one finger, sometimes it'll get confused and it'll clear the screen. So what I do, going back in here, is I set a double finger. This way I have to take two fingers and drag down the screen to turn it off, and same thing to turn it back on again. Now down to about, this shows me version information about everything, and There's a lot of different ways that you can do updates. I've never done an update through here. You can check for them by clicking on the button and it'll go out, do a check. And then if there's an update that's needed, it'll let you know and give you instructions. And if not, it'll just come back like that.